So let's give a big round of applause for the first performer in this section of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up big round and friendly for Sarah Hamlin.
Thank you very much. My name is Sarah and I study Scottish literature. Yeah, that's the reaction I always get. Yeah. I'm looking forward to telling you all about that, but first I'm going to address the audio situation here, give you a bit of a public service announcement. This very sexual accent that you can hear, the one you all wish you had right now, that is a New Zealand accent. I am from New Zealand. Has anyone ever been to New Zealand? Like 2 people. Great. Yeah, 3. Excellent. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's fucking miles away, seriously. It's easier for me to get to Mars than it is to get home right now. So what am I doing all the way over here in Glasgow when I could be discovering Martians instead of discovering Glaswegians? Subtle difference. Well, as I say, I'm studying Scottish literature. I'm doing a PhD. And what I study is the relationship between that literature and a certain debate that took place last year. You might have missed it. But there's a problem for me dedicating my life to that particular topic and having my accent, which is that there's a phrase I have to use often, like every day, to describe what I do. And for some reason, it's impossible for you guys to take me seriously over here when I say it. So, all right. So I study Scottish literature and the independence referendum in September. Why the fuck could it not have been in May? I mean, that's deliberate. That is David Cameron or Alasdair or whoever deliberately making it so that if New Zealanders phone up their friends in Scotland and say, it's awesome to live in a small independent country with lots of sheep, that they will not be taken seriously because who's going to take you seriously? You say, you should vote yes in the independence referendum in September. Very annoying. But no, actually, speaking of accent, I was on the subway getting here and I saw a poster up. You've probably seen it, it's in subways at the moment, and it says, go somewhere, your accent is an aphrodisiac. Now, I was a New Zealander on a subway full of Glaswegians, and let me tell you, you're going to have to go further than Mars to find that place. I'm sorry. It's like saying to David Cameron, you know, go somewhere where your accent makes you sound gangster. It's not going to happen. But no, I was really excited, though, to learn that I was going to come here to Glasgow to study Scottish literature. It was like my dream. I mean, Glasgow is the mecca of Scottish literature, genuinely. I mean, people all over the world in departments are, you know, 5 times a day we get out our copies of Lanark, we face George Square, wherever that is, and we chant Edwin Morgan poems. Seriously, it's really exciting. So I was really proud of myself. I'm going to tell everyone I know. And they'll be all like, wow, Scottish literature, what a burgeoning and dynamic field right now. You've got so many options. How will you know what to study? Well, to use a favourite and confusing expression of my homeland, yeah, nah. Instead, I had about 900 conversations that went like this. I'm going to Scotland to study Scottish literature. Oh, yeah? Robbie Burns, is it? I thought, no, yeah, that's fine. You know, my hometown actually was founded by a nephew of Robert Burns, so that's fair enough. You know, I'll get to Scotland, it'll be different. So I arrive in Glasgow. I've been travelling for 50 hours non-stop, and I meet my first Glaswegian, and I start talking to him, and naturally he says, what are you doing here? And I say, I'm studying Scottish literature. And I kid you not, he says, oi, Robbie Burns. I wanted to hit him in the gonads with a copy of the 20th Century Anthology of Scottish Poetry just to prove to him how fucking massive it was. No, but you guys should have more faith in yourselves, you know. I mean, Scottish literature is huge, and it is genuinely studied all over the world, even in places you didn't invade. It's true. Oh, we've got some anti-colonials in here. That's good, that's good. Yeah, and it was really exciting for me to see the role that the writer was playing, because, of course, J.K. Rowling gave £1 million to Better Together, or Bitter Together, as it sounds like when I say it. And Edwin Morgan, the poet, bequeathed £1 million to the other side, to the SNP. And that's pretty rare. I mean, that's my version of the Philosopher's Stone. Like, I can do great but terrible things with this information, but at the cost of my innocence. But yeah, no, it's amazing because you don't often get to compare the £1 million donations of writers. You know, writing is not usually a money game. You know, if you say to somebody, I'm going to be a poet, very rarely do they respond with, wow, you're going to be so rich. Can I come over to your mansion one day? It's not really how it works, so it's really exciting for me. Yeah, it's very, very cool. What was I saying? Yeah, so has anyone here studied Scottish literature at all? Cool. cool, that's good, because I'm going to make it feel, I'm going to make it feel as though you have. I'm going to teach you something that, you'll be able to prove to people that you've studied Scottish literature, even though it's not true. So there was this guy just after the First World War. He's called G. Gregory Smith. And he was an academic, so he wanted to sound as wanky as humanly possible. So he invented a two-word phrase, and this is what I'm going to teach you. If you use this phrase anywhere outside of Scotland, they will think you're so fucking smart, they'll just give you the professorship right there. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. Okay, so it's a Caledonian anti-syzygy. Caledonian anti-syzygy. Yeah, fun to say and fun to spell. Doesn't get a lot of laughs though, it's fine. Yeah, so basically what it refers to is that there's something about the Scottish psyche that means they have to have a doubleness in everything they do and all their writing and stuff. There's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing, like Highland, Lowland, Protestant Catholic, Edinburgh people who can smile. These sort of dichotomy. Sorry, Edinburgh. Yeah, so, but I experienced something the other day that just epitomised Caledonian anti-syzygy. If I say it often enough, you'll remember it, to me. And that was, I was walking home late at night. And I should have said before with my accent, the issue with the accent thing is that all of my E's sound like I's to you, which is a problem because I live in Shettleston. Yeah. You don't want to piss them off either. Anyway, I was walking home in the East End, and it was pretty dark, and I was starting to regret it. And this huge guy, this like 18-stone Glaswegian, comes looming out of the darkness, bald, got a dog like the one Bill Sykes has in Oliver. I'm thinking, oh shit, this is going to be the opening scene of the documentary. Shouldn't have watched Taggart last night. But anyway, he comes closer, and I realised that on closer inspection, his scary pit bull thing is actually a recently groomed spoodle. And he himself is wearing a bright pink T-shirt that says "People Make Glasgow" on it. Yeah, no. Nice, isn't it? And he comes sort of up to me, and I can tell that he's drunk. So I'm sort of going, oh, God. He comes up to me and says, you know what's great? He says it in a Scottish accent, but I'm not going to insult you. Yeah, no, I'm just not. Yeah, you know what's great? You, young lassie, can walk alone at night because there are no drunk people in the East End anymore. And he staggers off trying to stay upright. Like, that is Glasgow. That is Caledonian anti-syzygy. Only in Glasgow could you convince the most terrifyingly masculine men in the world to wear bright pink all the time and to be drunk and say how awesome it is that there are no drunk people, because they're all so proud to be from Glasgow. And you should be really proud to be from Glasgow. Wherever you go in the world, I imagine a lot of you are Glaswegian, but even if you're not, you should always be proud that you have spent some time here, because Glasgow is awesome. But yeah, feel good. But unfortunately, I will end with another public service announcement. I'm afraid that wherever you go in the world, your accent will not be an aphrodisiac. Sorry. So that is me in the words of my people. You've been fucking legend, Al. So thank you very much. Good night.